Here's a step-by-step tutorial on how to make a check-in redeem that pops up on your stream with Streamerbot and OBS. This redeem tracks the amount of time someone has checked in and sends a little message in chat. We're going to be using the OBS Move plugin for this. I will include a download link for this down below. If this is your first time using Streamerbot, you might want to connect your Streamerbot to your OBS. Go to Stream Apps, select OBS and right-click Add OBS Connection. Give it a name, and now you have to check the Auto Connect on Startup and Reconnect on Disconnect boxes. Now go back to your OBS. On the top right, click Tools and click WebSocket Server Settings. Tick the Enable the WebSocket Server box and copy the server port and server password into Streamerbot. Now right-click on your connection and press Connect. Now it's time to copy the settings that I've already kinda made. All you have to do is copy this import string that I've posted down below. This string of text is going to add the action, sub-actions, cue, and trigger needed to make the redeem work. Click Import on the top right, paste the text into import string, and hit import. It should now add a bunch of things. We're going to edit this a little bit later. Go back to OBS and create a new scene. Call it whatever you want. I'm calling mine Check-in. Anything we put in this scene will show up as the card in the end. You can put an image here or an animation, some text, whatever you want. In my case, I made something in Figma and put this in here. We need username to be able to change depending on who redeems the check-in. So add a new text GDI and rename this to username. There's a couple of things you might run into when making the check-in scene. If your text GDI looks kinda blurry, make sure the font size is big and resize this down in OBS. If you want the username to always be centered, you'll have to change the alignment. Right-click on your text, go to Transform and then Edit Transform. Change the positional alignment to center here and reposition if needed. Once you're done, group everything together and move them to where you want the card to end up. We're now going to make it move. Right-click on your scene and go to Filters. Add a Move Source filter and rename this. I'm going to name it Move In. Select your group in the source. Edit the duration for how long the transition takes as you like. Now go to Transform and hit Get Transform. This will tell the filter where the group's position is. Now create a second filter. I'm naming this one Move Out. Move the group off screen to wherever you want it to pop up from. You can hold Shift here while moving so it moves in a nice straight line if you need to. Then we hit the Get Transform once again. And now you can test your transition by hitting the eye icons of the filters. Once you're happy with the transition, it's time to make the redeem on Twitch. And then we go back to Streamerbot once again. This time we're going to add these sub-actions. First, we're going to double-click the OBS GDI sub-action and change the scene to whatever you named your scene. Change the source to the username GDI text that we made earlier. And now the text will automatically change to the name of the person that redeemed the check-in. Next up is the OBS Set Scene Filter State sub-action. Change the scene here again and select your move-in filter here. Next up, we have the Twitch message that pops up in chat. You can change it to whatever you want or even remove it. The next sub-action is the delay. This is the amount of time your check-in will stay up on stream. You can change this if you want to. For now, I set it to 3 seconds. Next up in line, we have the second OBS Set Scene Filter State. Do the same here as before, but select your Move Out filter. The very last sub-action in the list is another delay that you can change if you want to. This is the amount of time it takes for the next redeem to pop up. Don't remove this completely, because we do need a delay or else it will mess up the queue. Let's move on to the trigger. We have to tell Streamerbot to do all of these things that we just did when your redeem gets used. Double-click on the trigger under Triggers and select your channel point redeem here. We're at the final step now. Go to one of your main scenes, like you're just chatting or your gaming scene, and add your scene in here. Now we have a scene within a scene. You can test the redeem now by either right-clicking on the trigger in Streamerbot and hitting Test Trigger, or you can just use your channel redeem in OBS. One final thing, if you ever need to edit the amount of time someone has used their redeems, like we did just now, you can click on Variables at the top here. Go to Persisted User Globals and pick Twitch, search for the user and right-click to edit or delete the number. Congratulations, you have your very own check-in redeem that pops up on stream. There's a lot more stuff you can add to this redeem, like you could add a sound effect. The sky's the limit, so go wild. Feel free to tag me with your creation so I can go and do my daily check-in into your stream. Or if you want to visit and use mine, you can find me on twitch.tv/cell_oja. I hope you and your community have fun with this redeem. Let me know if you have any questions.